This is Department of Revenue, and the 82.0106, the Director empowers duties of rule-making authority. The process on the open space and agriculture and the food and public utilities, access to the original lands. The public utilities has Utility Transport Commission, gas and electrical water companies, telecommunication. These services are like North and Cable, providing services for the utilities and also the gas, electric, water company, telecommunications. The Utility Transport Commission 80.01.08 Public Service Revolving Fund, Trade, State Treasury Public Service Revolving Fund, regulating fees payable by the types of public service companies subject to deposit and credit, and Public Service Revolving Fund. Buyer and seller collect tax statement, tax exception penalties, contingent and expiration subsidies. Tax imposed in chapter must be paid and buyer to the seller. The seller must collect the for buyer full amount of taxable respect to the taxable sale ordinance and schedule of collections. Adopting department under the provisions of RCW 82.08.0. These tax required chapter collected by the seller demand held the trust of seller until it paid to the department, and seller department converts the tax collected sell owns use any of these payments and taxes and money requires collectible for payment due payment prescribed in chapters for this service. The credit clean alternate fuel commercial vehicles in January 1st, 2019, against the person who is taxed from under a chapter is allowed credit against the tax imposed chapter according to gross vehicle weight rating vehicle. Weight rating vehicle increments purchases above the purchase price comparable conventional fueled vehicles credit limit fourth table below. Gross weight up to 14,000 pounds. Increment cost 50% interest costs. Maximum credit amount vehicle is 25,000. Maximum annual credit per vehicle is $2 million. Gross vehicle weight is 14,000 to 26,500 pounds. And increment cost amount is 50% of increment cost. Maximum credit amount above 26,500 pounds. Gross weight vehicle increments 50,000. Maximum credit amount is 100,000. Maximum annual credit for per vehicle is $2 million. The Alcoholic Beverage Control Board and Liquor Cannabis Board General Provisions Exemption Liquor License Stamp Taxes most regular provisions at City Hall at 500 East Main Street, Washington, and also KENNEWICK and Pasco. These Liquor and Cannabis Board General Provisions on the signatures from the Chief of Police and also the arrangements from City Hall from Bonnie and also Von Hernandez, also Trish, and also the City Manager on both here in Grant County, here in Othello, Washington. It's KENNEWICK and Pasco, Franklin and Benton County, and also Richland, Washington. That's Prosser, Washington. These archives has the processing for appeal for supplemental table of contents, division form RCUWs, and that's Secretary of State Kim WYMAN. That's the all the banks here in Washington State. Chase Bank, Copa Bank, Bank Services, and I have the services they have, an exemption liquor license license, stamp taxes, license, regulatory provisions, and proof of identity, proof of jurisdiction, proof of the services of jurisdiction against the board, immunity form, personal liability members, liquor revolving fund, creation, compensation, state treasury, custodians, daily deposit exemptions, and budget, accounting, act, applicable. This were repealed in 66.08.2030. Jurisdiction against board, immunity, personal liability members. No court of state of Washington, other superior court, or Thurston County jurisdiction over any action proceeding against the board of any member. Therefore, any time admitted or done arising out the performance their duties under the title near the door of the member, therefore, is a person liable of action, law for damage sustained in any position by the board employing board performance of his duties and administration of this title. Chapter 69.50, 69.51A RCW, adding new section 62A to 933. Liquor revolving fund creation, compensation, state treasurer, and custodian daily deposit to budget accounting act allowable. Liquor permits. Liquor permits 66.20.0 permits classified insurance fees, waiver provisions to state's emergency. This is Carol J. Benzel, the judge for Superior District, and also the judge and prosecutor, former judge and prosecutor for the durations of processing the applicable special permits and vendors, manufacturers, and products that's been conducted and presented potential buyers without serving it with a liquor or manufacturing property and distributing representative for to minors, open containers, and soliciting scales, public baggies, marijuana, heroin, methamphetamine, and also ice. This is a delusional hyperbolic delinquents that receive their federal offenses and they carry so many ounces of syringes. These are applicants of permits on manufacture, import, or distribute representative for found on presence evidence on regulations on these fees and costs of these individuals that have all the services that they're guilty of, and they have their transit and process and their permits classified issue fees, waivers, provisions during the state's emergencies, which falls in 66.20. Where these applicants special permits for physicians, dentists, or any charge of institute conducting hospital, sanatorium, care persons of ill health, home devoted, and care for aged people with special liquor purchase permit. The government may waive the requirement for a special liquor, which is department license, Mrs. and Mrs. Vasquez, Melissa McKnight, auditor and assessor, and also the Mrs. Secretary of State Kim Wayman, which is upstairs in George Washington House. The special permit for the application for the special permit nonprofit ordinance and sell the wine through the auction. No open public, no conduct in special places. Permit holder under prescription. These lots and spaces in the Lions Park and Othello, Washington are vendors for these events. Combination spirits, beer and wine. Holder former liquor license for the party halls. Domestic winery license, winery and Simpson retailer wines off premises. Domestic wine and sparkling wine. Sales qualified farmers market in Freda Courthouse, and also farmers market here in Othello, Washington. Courthouse on C Street in George Washington's house, right in front of George Washington, there is a licensed domestic wineries computed on the letters for the sparkling and sales qualifying farmers market. There's 250,000 liters per year, $400 per year. Licensed line manufacturing wine, Washington State grapes and other agriculture and wineries. This mentioned winery license under section may also authorizate in retailer and wine production on domestic wine license under the Sections Act. Mrs. Kara J. Benzel has official conduct of county newspaper duty. Her duty is the Chapter 36.72 RC printing on also the newspapers, TRESURER, and also the forestry services they got here in Florida, here in Moses Lake, and also Tri-Cities, Kennewick, Pasco, Seattle, and Tacoma. These official kind of newspapers that go to federal courthouse processing the meetings and convictions on county legislative authority that shall act contract and legal newspaper qualifying under the new section serve as official county newspaper for the term of the 1 year beginning. Carol J. Benzel, the judge, and also the other judge, former prosecutor and judge at the same time for the durations for these services. The Washington Bar Association, they have no jurisdiction on the county legislation and published county authorities and can contract with legal newspaper published in the county on having general circulation in the county. They have no newspaper qualification provisions on section official county newspaper paperwork clerk county legislative authority shall advertise 5 weeks before a meeting in which it be next week, which contracts the official county newspaper advertising the signing from which may require a successful binder providing bond for corrected, which would be called the bundle packages they have, so forth. Legislative authorities not exist in Microsoft program or Windows 10. Digital citizenship, internet safety, and media literacy, the practice of recommendation, annual review, model policy, update checklist for future updates. This is the December 1st, 2000 Office of Superintendent Public Instruction about practices, citizenship, internet safety, and media literacy, and report of application committee legislature in accordance of Evanka and Donald Trump and Melania Trump, and also Felix Barela and Moses Lake International walking around together. So there's this provision with codes and systems that prevent that these child molesters, rapists, and murderers, and convicted felons, and also services they have, disorderly services, and pilot and the NRA services here in Ridgeville, Washington. Collaborate in the service projection for those officers obtaining public services. They have a service they call results in the 2 pilot projection governing ordinance and committees in literature in RCW 43.01.36 and December 1st, 2019. Importance also case study and education services restricted, which is 2,400 point score on 1 test. These services NSATs, equivalent tests, and sophisticated partnerships, community and health and mental agencies seeking and incurring public-private funding. 2,400 point score is the top score you can get, and this shows that these coordinated medical billing schools, affiliating partnership communities, sharing needs, inaccurate census services, and this section expires in January 1st, 2020. This testing is involving 28A650.0, and it's by the highest score they've ever seen. And this is December 1st, 2019. And this is done every month with blood. Highest score, 2,400 score is the top score you can get. And as you can see, Ms. Donald Trump and Mona Vogt, Mumu Ganja, walking and living, and Roberta Barela is his wife. Go figure that out. Put headstones and plots all against the administration office in Mueller's Freeing Home. You must be real stupid. Killing me. You must be real stupid. Having all those weapons on, you get beat down in front of everybody because he had no weapon. You had all those weapons in front of all their children. You're a model citizen here. Coming the cremator and the funeral directors and the carcasses. process information and you're asking for a weapon. Kurt J. Benzel. Need a weapon, Miss Carroll? Here's a bazooka, full Uzi, AR-15, AR-14, 223, full automatic, and also semi-automatic. This is a full automatic Beretta, and this says police department on it. SWAT team, and only police officer can purchase these product services on the web or internet services or here in person. You process their information and have them litigated. And Mrs. Melissa McKnight, Mrs. Vasquez. Well, that's Lola Hernandez out in the George Washington. They don't allow black minority foreigners in the property lines at all. And there's this 7-year-old, 8-year-old just keep on trying to kill me because it's my land. Females. It's on the docket there. It's on papers.